We're looking at the sixth expression of Libra. And if we consider the previous five, where we have the beginning of learning, the development of a sense of reflection on that, which leads to a lightening, a lightheartedness. When we learn things, we're raised to some extent. And the next three expressions of Libra, starting at the midway point of 16, we come to a sense of a more felt expression of Libra. And this is modesty, which develops into the fifth, which is charm. And we come to the sixth expression now, which is understanding. And I think we have to look linguistically at the word understanding, standing under. And there's a sense of emotional support, as well as getting where someone's coming from, appreciating their opinions and point of view and so on. That's not really understanding. Knowledge, when it moves towards wisdom, has this sense of empathy, emotional rapport, as well as an intellectual side. And Libra may well come at things from the mind's perspective. It's an air sign. It will lead with the mind, but it develops these qualities of modesty and charm in order that it can finally come to what we're studying today, which is understanding. I'll read from the book. Wisdom comes from bringing together love, will, and intelligence, and rising above daily concerns to grasp spiritual ideas. The dawning of awareness that we are part of the greater light is made known by our passion for seeking knowledge and using this knowledge as a platform to develop further understanding. So we see knowledge as a platform upon which to build understanding. And this is the essence, wisdom, I would say, of Libra. Now, we're going to look into the particular details, these 5 Sabian degrees that make up the whole expression. Beginning with Libra 26, which is the eagle and the white dove turning into one another. And here we have the idea of love, will, and intelligence all coming together to create a sense of mastery. Love is felt. Truth is argued. Intelligence is a combination of those two, merging both, trying to find a way such that both points of view can be assimilated into a balanced perspective, the essence of Libra. And we will come again and again into this sense of there being the one thing, and then the other thing, and then the third reconciling force, in this case love, will, wisdom, or higher intelligence. This is how we move towards mastery. Now, the 27th degree of Libra, this is the aeroplane hovering overhead. Once again, we have this sense of being above duality, hovering overhead. We can see here and there, him and her, felt and thought. We can go above dualities, and we can see that each expression of unity above it all, when it comes down into the earth plane, divides into two dynamically opposing forces. And that is the nature of reality. We live in a world which is dualistic. And Libra can see that by rising above the need for emotional support, the need even for clear logic, rising above those two things and seeing that actually polarity itself is simply an expression of something, and it is looking for that something, which is unity. And that's the aeroplane hovering overhead. You have to look down at the situation, as it were, rising above it, not taking sides. That's what Libra does. It doesn't take sides. It tries to be the harmonious midpoint, the golden mean of any situation. Now, the 28th degree of Libra is the man in the midst of brightening influences. What happens when we do rise above duality? We get to see the light. We get to see that light itself is neither a probability wave or a particle. It's exactly on that level of physics, and the spiritual principle is that whatever happens now, the facts of the matter now, is temporary, and it will eventually go up and down like any waveform, because it's alive. Living things vibrate. They have waveforms. Now this, now that, and if you're actually invested in this current moment, you've missed the point. There is no investment in this current moment. You're only ever invested in the ups and downs of life, the flow of it all, the waveform, the probability of light. However, if you miss the actual facts of the matter now, the particle, then where's the reality? There isn't a reality. There's an ongoing illusion of change. So you have to have both. And when you get to that point of being able to know this, and we're talking about the man in the midst of brightening influences, he's developing faith. The faith is that because of the nature of reality, it will always come better if you wait long enough. That's faith. Whatever you've got now, however bad it is, it eventually must come good. Equally, whatever you've got now which is good, eventually you're going to lose it. And then that will be bad, shall we say, for a little while, and then it will be even better than it was before. And we come on there for the the Libra 29 image of humanity trying to bridge the span of knowledge. If we see two maximum points of this sine wave of vibration of life as needing to be bridged, or even two low points needing to be bridged, we have to go from one good situation in life, shall we say, to another, better one. That's going to take us down for a while, down into the human experience of duality, and therefore dealing with challenges, dealing with stuff we don't really want to face. That's how we manage to bridge from one good time to the next good time. And we see that there are patterns that explains all of this. We notice that every single dynamic system obeys the same pattern. This is what holism means. This is what as above, so below means. That there is only one pattern, and it applies to everything. It's dynamic. It's veiled. You can't see it unless you look. And when you look, you can't think about understanding it. Nor can you feel you get it. Neither. You have to do both. The mystery of Libra, being able to engage love and truth in its wisdom, which we learned earlier. And eventually you come to see this in Libra 30, 3 mounds of knowledge on the philosopher's head. Well, these are the 3 mounds, the love, truth, and intelligence, shall we say, or wisdom. We get that there's threeness in life, and that you cannot escape duality, because that's how you bridge from where you are now to where you're going. through duality. You can't stay above it all. That's not incarnating. That's something else. That's retreating all of the time. Well, you can't even do that. We must incarnate, involve ourselves in the grubby fighting and polar expressions of life itself. You'll always come up against someone who disagrees with you, someone who doesn't like what you're doing, always. It is the nature of things. Even if that's within yourself, you'll still come up against a polarity and have to deal with that. Not what Libra really says it likes to do. However, it is quite a contrary sign. It's no less pushy and fighty than Aries, actually, but it does so in a charming way. But it also has this sense of wanting to unify, knowing that unification is beautification. There's a harmony to be found where two opposing things are actually bridged. And this is where 1 and 2 are united in 3. These are the 3 mounds on the philosopher's head. So here you have it. This is understanding, really. The understanding of Libra is that in order to find harmony in a situation, you have to get that third force and tell everyone about it so that you are representing the third force of harmony and balance yourself, the expression of understanding.